I just saw this come across the news wire. Dmitry Bivol says that he will only fight Canelo Alvarez in a rematch if it's at 168 for all of Canelo's belts. I mean, this isn't exactly like breaking news. I think he said this before, but he's pretty steadfast on it. This kind of changes that fight, in my opinion. It changes the perception of it, makes it a little more interesting because when Canelo jumped up to 175, obviously his 168 belts were not on the line. Yes, his reputation was on the line and his standing as a pound-for-pound great, but he can go back down to 168 and still defend all those titles. Now, Bivol says,
Yeah,
you know what? No. This has got to be a 168 for all your belts. Like, let's do it. Let's do it here. I'll call your bluff.
I think that's one calling the bluff. I think Bivol is upset about all the talking that has been done about the fight and how Canelo was saying he's like, oh, I didn't take him that seriously. I moved up in weight. Yeah, a lot of things like that. And then, but Bivol, I mean, I told you, I've been opposite corner of Bivol. I was there at the weigh-in. I was working with Selvin Brer when he challenged for his world title. Bivol can make 68, and he's not a big 75 pounder. He came in. Usually comes in underweight anyway. Doesn't look like he really cuts any weight. 68's not that far for guys that size, so he could do it. But I don't know. I think this is the reason that the fight doesn't happen, though.
Really?
I don't see it happen at 68. I think
Why
that
not?
Canelo has a lot of good fight. I mean, he's got Benavidez. He has to deal with Benavidez now. So he's got that at 68. Well, I don't think he wants to risk the titles at 68 against Bivol, a guy who stylistically is all wrong for him.
Oh,
And
he's
miss out on the Benavidez, which is a massive, massive fight.
Canelo.
Probably will sell much better than Bivol.
Oh yeah, we went over that before for sure. But Canelo's kind of painted himself into a corner here. He's pretty like steadfast. Like I'm fighting Ryder in May, and in September I want Bivol. And I thought would be kind of lame if it went down at 168 by Canelo's request. It's like, all right, you can't beat the guy 175, so now you're gonna take him on 168. But the fact that now Bivol is calling for it changes it a little bit. I think it does happen. I think it does happen at 168, and I think that Canelo has backed himself into a corner, and this is what he has to do now. I mean, the Benavidez fight will always be there. Granted, he keeps winning, and I think he will because I think he's the number 2 guy at 168. It's interesting. It's fun. Gives it a little different wrinkle, but okay, we'll see what Canelo does. 168, it's interesting because then Bivol would be wants to make history because he'd be the undisputed champion at 168. And then he would be a unified champion at 175 at the same time. Now we're talking, obviously you're great, but now we're talking legacy type stuff for Bivol.
Yeah, I know. It makes total sense for Bivol. What does he have to lose? The biggest money fight out there for him is Canelo. Then he gets to go down to 68, and he loses. Okay, good. I went to your weight class. Like I'm still 175-pound world champion. It makes total sense for Bivol to take the fight. Doesn't make a lot of sense for Canelo unless he really truly believes that he can beat Bivol and he's gonna get revenge, because then it becomes a legacy fight for him because he's getting revenge on one of his losses and his most recent loss. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be pessimistic CA and say I don't see it happen.
Do you think Canelo has a better shot at beating Bivol at 168?
Probably. Better shot than he does at 75, yes. But
Okay,
I still don't think he has a good shot at beating him.
second question. If Canelo beats Bivol at 168, does that make up for the loss? Because even if it's not at 175.
Yes and no, right? There's going to be the asterisk.
Yes.
Because then Bivol is going to say, well, okay, now it's got a third match.
Well, Bivol can't say anything after because he's the one who called for 168. But like Canelo beating Bivol and avenging the loss, great. But there's going to be that asterisk, small font, the small print is going to say fight was contested at 168. First fight was at 175.
Personally, I'm going to say, cool. It doesn't matter. This is your weight class. You went up to fight the guy you lost. He came down to fight you. You beat him. I mean, he shouldn't have went up in the first place. There was no reason for him to do that, and he did it, and it was a mistake. They thought that was a no-lose situation. They were totally wrong, the Canelo team.
Yeah.
Move up to 75, keep your 68-pound titles. You beat this young, hungry champion that people are saying, is very good, but he's not that good. And then he loses all his momentum, all his steam. He goes from pound-for-pound number 1 to now guys don't even have him in the top 5. Basically because of the Bivol fight, which was supposed to be a no-lose situation.
Love it. Something new. But the only thing that sucks is we're not going to see Bivol fight until September. So he's just not gonna fight. He's just gonna wait and see what happens with Canelo, which sucks because like it's gotten to the point
And he's gonna
now.
get his weight down.
That's true.
He's gonna work on getting his weight down.
But it's got to the point where it's like, all right, this guy has been fighting in like relative amenity for a while. Wow, I nailed that word. And thanks, Brownie. And now he's back, and like I want to see him fight because I think he's one of the most exciting guys, and now we're not going to see him fight.